Hello everyone, this is Waldorf,
And this is Statler.
and this time we're going to be talking about the Path of Thamaturgy for the Ninth Age version 1.2.
I'm going to call it Traumaturgy.
Traumaturgy?
Everyone can make fun of their opponent. No one's going to take this lore because they're going to be afraid to pronounce the word.
Exactly. I'm not taking that. I'm not having to say that.
Yes.
What lore did you take?
Traumaturgy.
You don't say it right, you don't get it.
Exactly. So if you're going to say it wrong, let's start a new movement. Say it really wrong.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going with.
That's why you wrote
Traumaturgy.
Traumaturgy?
Yeah.
Thaumaturgy.
Yeah.
This one has a special ability, a special rule that goes with it, because it has no zero spell and it has no trait.
Correct.
No attribute, no trait, and no zero. None of those three.
I think you said that already.
I did. So when the special thing of this,
If I hit you, will you say it again?
I'll probably say it again anyway. Ow. It has no. The special rule on this one is Judgment on High. When casting spells from this path, all magic dice that result in a 1 must be re-rolled. If the caster miscasts when casting a spell from Thaumaturgy, it counts as having used 1 additional magic die for the casting attempt. So,
This is the lore that
oh,
you
who
want
has this?
to
Sorry.
make sure that you get your spells off. Just be prepared to
Be prepared to be just miscasting all over the place.
miscasting a lot. But when we get into it, you'll see there's a lot of low casting values.
Ooh, this is a scary thing. All right.
And who has this?
The Demonic Legions, the Empire of Sonstal, the Ogre Khans, the Orcs and Goblins. Of course, I'll be tempted to use this.
Yeah.
The Vermin Swarm, and the Warriors of Dark Gods.
Yep, all the people who can't pronounce words.
Good point.
Yeah.
Okay, so start off with the Hand of Heaven. On a cast on a 5, boost to a 9. It's a 24-inch range. It's a hex, it's a missile, and it's damage. It's a hex, missile, and damage. So I guess missile. So it can be in any arc. Missile, it has to be not in combat. You can't be in combat. And damage, it can't be in combat. Okay. But you can do it behind you, apparently. Because it's a hex, right?
But the missile you can't do behind you, right?
I think missile, the only limitation on missile is you can't cast it out of combat. Maybe I'm wrong.
Although one of them was line of sight.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know. We'll have to look that up.
We're missing something here, yeah.
Yeah, pay attention. Anyway, the target suffers D6 hits with strength D6. If you do the boosted version on the 9, it's D6 plus 1 with D6 plus 1.
So for me, I'll normally be getting 1 strength, 1 hit.
Correct. And I'll be getting 6 strength ones.
Yeah.
I actually like this on a 5 because of the randomness. No one's going to want this to go because of the chance you get 6 strength 6. They're going to get 3 or 4 strength 3 or 4 on average, but the possibility here, I don't think I would ever cast the boosted version, especially not with this thing up here.
Yeah, I would never cast the boosted version. It's okay. I don't like random things because you end up using it to see what happens instead of having a plan. So
yeah, I can see that, I guess.
yeah. Number 2 is Cleansing Fire. Cast on a 6, affects the caster. On an 11, it has a range of 24, and it's focused and it's an augment. Lasts 1 turn. The target gains a breath weapon, D3 plus 2. Another somewhat random. So mine will always be strength 3. Could be strength 5.
Well, strength 3 breath weapon's pretty nice.
So yeah, it's basically it's a fireball that.
Delayed fireball.
A delayed fireball, I guess is the best way
because
to
it
look
goes
at
in
it.
the next phase when you shoot, right?
Yeah,
or in combat.
And then yes, or you can, but it helps you probably more likely in combat for the 2d6 hits there. But yeah, it's only a 6.
Yeah, it's only 6 if you do it on the caster.
And it's going to be at least strength 3. So strength 3 to strength 5. That's pretty nice actually.
Next we have the Trial of Faith. This casts on a 7 with a 12-inch range, or you can boost it to an 11 and get a 24-inch range. It's focused, it's a hex, it's direct, and it's damage. Instant. Both the caster and the target roll a d6. If the caster roll is higher, the target suffers a number of wounds with armor piercing 6 equal to the difference between their respective rolls. Again, with the new leadership role, with leadership dropping across the board pretty much, this becomes much better for the higher leadership armies.
No, there's no leadership here.
What?
You both roll a d6.
Oh, you're not adding your leadership.
You just
What am I doing?
It's a roll-off.
Oh.
It's just luck of the draw. Very, very fate. There's a lot of fate in this. This
yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm just reading more into that than is actually there. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so looking back on this, I have my little goblin mage just rolling off against somebody.
Right. And you might roll better, you might not.
Okay.
The challenge is it only goes 12 inches.
And at most, you're going to do, what, 5 wounds with it? A 5 to a 1?
Yeah.
5 wounds.
Mm-hmm.
Not, that he can save.
I mean, I guess it's
Yeah.
a lot of variability. The 11's kind of scary to get a decent range on it. So basically, you're 50-50 to do something.
Yeah.
Actually, it's less than 50-50 because a tie wouldn't...
Guy does nothing.
Doesn't help you, so it's probably 43% or something like that.
Yeah, and the guy rolls an average die roll, you're only going to do 1 or 2 wounds to him at best.
Yeah, I mean, you could get the 1-6 split.
Yeah.
That's
kind of... yeah, I'm getting further down on this one the more I read it.
Yeah, it's just so close.
Yeah. All right.
Brings us to number 4 spell, Speaking in Tongues. Cast on an 8, range is 24. It's a hex. Last one turn. The target cannot benefit from inspiring presence.
Oh.
That is quite powerful.
It is.
It's 3 dice, although this lore you probably could risk 2 dice because you're re-rolling 1s.
Ask any Vermin Swarm player what he thinks about this spell.
Yeah. Inspiring presence is such a big deal in the game against so many opponents. That's pretty powerful.
Yeah, I like this a lot.
Yeah, I like that a lot too.
It's a good spell, especially at 8.
Yes, in good range.
Love this name. Spell 5.
Yep.
Smite the Unbeliever.
Yes.
Smite the Unbeliever.
Some of these spells you want to proclaim them as you're casting them. That's when you have to point at what you're doing.
Yes.
In a very animated form. Smite the Unbeliever.
It casts on an 11 with a 24-inch range. It's a hex that lasts 1 turn. Immediately after casting the spell, roll a d6. If a 4-up is rolled, roll again. And keep rolling until you don't roll a 4-up. For each 4-up you rolled, the target suffers -1 toughness to a minimum of 1. Then, repeat the same process, rolling 4-up until you fail. For each 4-up roll, the target suffers -1 strength to a minimum of 1. I like the idea of this spell.
Yes.
And if this spell was...
If
it was 1...
And then
you start rolling, I would love the spell.
Yes.
As it is, I mean...
I'm throwing 4 dice.
You're throwing 4 dice
If I miscast, it counts as 5 and below my wizard.
50% of the time, you're done with the toughness part of it. 50% of the time, you're done with the strength of it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a decent chance... What does it come to, like somewhere around a 25% chance? Even after you throw enough dice to get it off on 11, you do absolutely nothing.
Correct.
That's terrible. Now, the potential...
Oh, the potential's game-winning.
Can be game-winning against the right model or the right unit.
All of a sudden, that big group of guys you can't fight is down to, 1-on-1, sure. But
1 strength, 1 toughness. But the chance of that happening is so light.
No,
and you're throwing 4 dice at it with this
this
thing going on, which means you count as throwing 5 dice at it when you miscast, because you're going to miscast re-rolling the ones.
Yes.
Okay, no. Okay,
I'm not a fan. It's just far too variable for the many dice you're putting behind it.
Agreed.
Brings us to, it's a shame, Why is it all the best names have the ones we like the least?
I don't know.
Yeah, number 6, Wrath of God.
I actually like this spell.
Yeah, this breaks the chain finally.
It does. Wrath of God.
Cast on a 13, so lots of dice, although it's risky with this lore.
Yeah.
96, so anybody on the table. It's on the ground.
Anywhere on the table.
Yeah. Permanent. Choose a point within range on the table and place a counter there. At the end of each subsequent magic phase, roll d6. If a 1 to 3 is rolled, add another counter on the spot. 4 to 6 is rolled. Each unit within 2d6 times x, x being the number of counters, suffers 2d6 strength 4.
2d6 plus x.
Plus x. I'm sorry. Yes.
You said times.
Oh,
that would be colorful.
Blows up the entire table, yes. 2d6 strength 4 plus the number x, which is the number of counters, hits. The spell is then removed and remove all counters. This is the old comet.
So the minimum strength 5.
Yes. And the range is minimum is 3.
Yes. It's a great comet. It's a great spell.
It's a great spell. It's a little scary with this lore once again because you're okay. So here you need to roll 5 dice to have any reliability of getting it off. So I guess you count as 6 dice on that table.
Oh God, that's bad. That's scary as hell.
You better have a lot of cheap wizards. You're gonna be popping them if you get these last couple spells.
Yeah, I love this spell. This spell just—I don't know if you watched my battle reports. This spell just wrecked me.
It was fantastic. I'm not sure I'm as old on as I used to be.
Yeah. So overall, I do not like this Judgment on High at all. It's supposed to be a benefit to you to help you get spells off, but I think it just pushes you closer to that edge.
Well, I think it's a neat thing they've done. This lore is clearly they've combined heavens and fate and turned it into one type of lore. There's a lot of randomness in here.
A ton of randomness.
I hate randomness. You get more offensive power. You basically, on average, can throw 1 less dice on a couple of these spells, and still have a high probability. I mean, 1, 2, and 3. Those are 2 dicers normally. 8 would probably be 2, but it probably takes you into the 2 dicer. 5 and the 6 though, it's kind of like, ooh, I got to put a lot of dice into them.
I really like the 1, 2, and 4 spells. But
1's okay to me. 2 I like. 4 is fantastic.
But after you get to there, I'm not sold on any of these others.
Yeah, I'm not a...
Especially this Smite the Unbeliever casting on 11 and chance of doing nothing.
And the Comet probably blowing your guy up.
At least the Comet, you're going to blow yourself up, but you're going to take somebody with you probably. Unless, especially if the opponent's like me and doesn't and decides to huddle around the Comet spot.
Unless they move.
Yeah. Unless they're smart enough to move. Yeah. But this will destroy war machines now, especially because it's coming in at minimum strength 5.
Yes, it's great against War Machine Parks if they have a lot of them.
Yeah, if a guy's got a gun line with a War Machine Park, you're going to destroy it.
Good against a gun line.
Yeah. It's definitely going to get a thumbs down for me just because of this right here. Once I get past this, once I see this effect, I'm done with this lore. That path. I'm done. This scares me.
Well, if I only had the first 4 spells, I wouldn't be afraid of that.
And if I could... If it had a 0 spell that was good, then it would make it better because if I don't want to roll this 5.
Yes.
I mean this maybe, but this 5 I don't want to roll this. And if I get that spell, that means I've just wasted a spell to me.
Yeah.
This one, Trial of Faith, it's a toss up. It's kind of a whimsy. Anyway.
It's too random.
Too random. This is definitely way thumbs down. This is probably the lowest power, in my opinion, the lowest power path that I've seen. The lowest value path, I guess.
Yeah, it's got some issues, and its name's too hard to pronounce. That in itself should give it a thumbs down.
Well, it starts off on a bad note.
Exactly.
So 2 thumbs down for this one?
So, I think 2 thumbs down for this one.
All right. Thank you for listening.
Till next time.